In this video, I am going to give an overview of the midterm that you guys will be taking next week. So in the midterm will be 300 points total, and you'll be given a part with dimensions, just like the textbook if you were given, a part, and then you have to draw and annotate the part in AutoCAD. So by annotate, I mean add the dimensions, add the center marks, add the center lines. After you're completed with drawing and annotating, then you are going to submit a .dwg file and .pdf file in Canvas. This is going to be the same submission process as with all assignments, and we're about to go into more detail. But just from a high level, you'll be given a part with dimensions, and then you have to draw and annotate that part. All right, so as you know, next week, Colin is transitioning all face-to-face classes to online classes until further notice. So the midterm will be online. You will access the midterm on Canvas in Module 6 midterm. So it will look like this down here, and you can actually access this PowerPoint in midterm overview. And then to access the midterm, you'll just click midterm right here. The midterm is going to be available starting Monday, March 23rd at 9 a.m. And it's going to be due Friday, March 27th by midnight, okay? And you'll have 2 hours and 30 minutes to take the midterm. So if you're taking it on Friday, make sure that you take it, 2 hours and 30 minutes before midnight. This should be plenty of time for you if you're getting nervous that there's a time limit. In the past, I've given students 2 hours to take the midterm, and most students are done within an hour. I'm giving you an extra 30 minutes just in case, because we're doing it online. This will allow you to have or hopefully clear up any problems that you might have doing it online. All right, so here are some recommendations when taking the midterm. Before starting, make sure AutoCAD is up and running on your computer. As you know, sometimes AutoCAD can take a while to launch, so you just want to make sure it's up and running before you actually start. To start the midterm, you're going to click Take the Quiz, okay? And once you click Take the Quiz, you only have 2 hours and 30 minutes to complete the midterm. And you have to complete the midterm all in one sitting. You can't start the midterm and come back to it later. You have to do it then. Once you click Take the Quiz, there will be 2 questions. This is actually a screenshot of the midterm. So this is exactly what you'll see, actually. The instructions for the midterm will be right here. All you do is click that midterm.docx and open the document, and that will have all the steps to complete the midterm. Once you're done, you're going to upload 2 files. The question 1 will be the .dwg file. So you'll just click Choose a File and upload your .dwg file. Question 2 will be the .pdf file. So you'll just click Choose a File and upload your PDF here. Once you've uploaded the 2 files, then you'll click Submit Quiz, and you're done. All right, so here's some more recommendations. If you are confused at this point, please email me or call or text me before starting the midterm, okay? Before is the key word. I don't want you to go into the midterm uncomfortable or confused. And the last recommendation is, if you are not done with the midterm within 2 hours and 30 minutes, submit what you have. The midterm is partial credit, so it's much better to receive, some points off for what you didn't do than to receive a 0 for not submitting it within the 2 hours and 30 minutes. But again, there should be plenty of time for you to get everything done. Most students complete it, within an hour. I usually allot 2 hours, and you guys are getting 2.5 hours. So don't be nervous. The midterm's not supposed to be, extra tricky for you. If you guys understand what we've learned so far, you guys will be okay. And the midterm will cover Module 1 through Module 5. So the introduction, Chapter 1, Chapter 2, Chapter 3, Chapter 4, and Chapter 6. All of these chapters build on one another. So by Chapter 6, you should be able to do all of these chapters. Here's I would say a better study guide, so you can make sure that you understand how to do all of these different things. Make sure you know how to format your units. Make sure you know how to draw the different types of circles, center radius, center diameter, TTR, draw lines, and draw arcs, okay? Modifying commands, make sure you know how to trim. Remember, when you trim, the first thing you do is right-click and select all. Extend, same thing. And offset, the first thing you have to do is change the radius, okay? Object snap, make sure you know how to use the tangent, center, and endpoint. Also make sure if you use the object snap toolbar, make sure you know how to, show the toolbar. Okay, you guys are going to create and modify layers. So you're going to create 2 layers. One's going to be an object layer that's black, and one's going to be a dimension layer that's red. Okay, and make sure you know how to change line type as well. So you will be adding center lines, and these center lines are going to have to use the center line type. So make sure you know how to do that. Make sure you know how to put objects in a specific layer. I don't want anything in layer 0, okay? So just so make sure you draw them in the proper layer. That will be part of your grade. Then we go into dimensioning. So make sure you know how to add dimensions, center marks, center lines, center arcs. That's important, okay? And make sure you know how to add multi-line text, or just add text to a dimension. So to add text to a dimension, all you do is double click on that dimension and then start adding text to it. And then you'll just click close text editor once you're done, or control enter. Make sure you know how to create a dimension style, okay? In the midterm, I will tell you, the precision, if I want a leading 0 suppressed, if I want, the dimension to be aligned with the dimension, things like that. Then you need to be able to change the height of text using text style. So make sure you know how to do that. Then the last part is the layout, so your paper space, okay? So all of these things are going to be done in your model space. Then we're going to move on to paper space, which will allow us to actually share our design with people. So make sure you know how to scale a viewport. So remember, your viewport is just a view of your model space. Make sure you know how to move an object to the center of a layout. I want your layouts to look professional. I don't want, to see your parts, a tiny part in the right upper corner that I can't read anything. I want to be able to read the dimensions easily. And this is something that you believe you can share with someone if you are a professional CAD drafter. Okay, and I want you to be able to export, that layout as a PDF. When you're exporting a PDF, make sure that you are in the layout tab and that you are not in the model space or the model tab, okay? You need to make sure you're in the layout tab to export a PDF. And lastly, if you're overwhelmed with all of the problems that we've done so far, 2 great practice problems that will prepare you for the midterm are the positioning spacer and the indexing base. Okay, the page numbers are right here. If you understand how to do these 2, I am positive that you will do great on the midterm. The midterm is not these 2 problems, but all the commands that you use should prepare you for the midterm. And for practicing these problems, you can go through these steps. On the midterm, I'll give you steps with a little more detail than this, but this is pretty simple. But 1, format the units. 2, create 2 layers, an object layer in black and a dimension layer in red. Draw the objects in the object layer, and then you'll create a dimension style using the problem. Again, I will give you exactly what I want for the dimension style. Okay, but this is good practice because I'm not going to tell you where to find all the different things are in the midterm. So make sure you understand the different properties and parameters in dimension style. And then after you create the dimension style, you'll add annotations in the dimension layer. By annotations, I mean dimensions, center marks, and center lines. And also make sure I can see the text, which you can, manipulate the text type and text style. And the last thing, you'll create a professional looking layout and export the layout to PDF. Okay, I'm not going to make you guys change the paper size and stuff like that. So you don't need to, do the layout wizard. Just click on one of the layout tabs. Usually in AutoCAD, there's the model tab, and then layout 1 and layout 2. So just click on layout 1 and manipulate, or make sure that you know how to change the scale of the viewport, which the viewport is just a view of your model space, okay? And then export the PDF. Final comments. So I know this is a lot of information and I wish that we could do it in person, but if you do need extra help, please feel free to schedule a Zoom meeting with me Monday through Fridays. And please also schedule the meeting in advance. So if you want to have a Zoom meeting, don't expect to just call me and we can do it immediately. I might be doing something else. So make sure to schedule it with me. And again, if you have problems during the midterm, have my phone number handy, or on you, and give me a call or text if you're having problems with the midterm. I'm going to try my hardest to have my phone with me at all times. Luckily, I have been in isolation, so I have not left my house in a few days now. Therefore, I've been much better at answering my phone. So next week, I'll do even better to make sure I have my phone handy with me at the appropriate hour. So if you call me at 2 a.m. or text me or email me, don't, expect to answer immediately. All right, anyways, don't be scared. The midterm is not, again, supposed to be tricky or confusing. It just tests, those commands that I showed you in this slide. And if you do these practice problems and feel very comfortable doing them, then I think that you'll be great on the midterm. All right, well, good luck, everyone. You guys are going to do great.